Okay, so this is my Red-Eyes Specialist deck. It has gone through a few changes, not always having Amazoness Trainee in it and having a Amazoness Baby Tiger and Amazoness Tiger instead, but those aren't warriors, so I switched them out, and they used to be a Grass is Greener instead of Power of the Guardian. So it changes a lot because this is a mess of a deck, and I was just trying to experiment if I could get Red-Eyes Fusion or Red-Eyes Insight as quick as I could into my hand with Specialist. So we got 2 Gearfried with the Red-Eyes Iron Knight, 1 Red-Eyes Wyvern, 2 Amazoness Princesses. I took one out and threw in a Swordswoman at one point. Whoops. I got a 2 Black Metal Dragons, which I believe I also didn't have 2 of, maybe. Red-Eyes Archfiend of Lightning, 1 Amazoness Queen, 1 Keeper of Dragon Magic, 2 Trainees. I didn't have them in all the time, like I just said, because we just got a bunch from the digging thing, whatever it's called, the Duel quests, I believe. 2 Red-Eyes Baby Dragon. We got 1 Blackstone Legend, only because I have 1. 2 Red-Eyes Black Dragons. 1 Cosmic Cyclone. 1 Dragon's Mirror, you'll see in a bit. Red-Eyes Fusion at 2, because I only have 2, I don't have 3, hence the Dragon's Mirror, just in case. 3 Red-Eyes Insight. Easy to get card with a ticket. 2 Power of the Guardians. Then we got a 1 Red-Eyes Spirit for the 3rd Insight to get this one. And then Return of the Red-Eyes for in case I want this instead of Spirit. Then we got 5-Headed Dragon, which is a fun mess to do with Dragon's Mirror. We got 3 Red-Eyes / Dragons. And that is the deck. The idea is to open with Insights or Red-Eyes Fusion, and then as long as you go second, you summon it. If you go first, you can summon and use Metal Dragon or Power of the Guardians to protect it. You don't want to summon it and then not be able to attack and not have any protection on it. The deck is a mess. It worked in the KC Cup though, I think I got from 17 to 19 with it, and then I couldn't go past 19 with any deck because I was doing really bad, and mix of really bad plays on my end, really bad decks on my end, and really bad luck on my end. Luck is at least the thing. Matchups just sucked a lot, and that was what I call luck. But yeah, it is what it is. I hope you enjoy the replays. I'm going to do another Spell Specialist deck in a second, in the next video probably. But yeah.
It's time to do.
Okay, first duel, the opponent's going to level up in the KC Cup. So this is the KC Cup duels. We got Spell Specialist versus Trick Up the Sleeve. Trick Up the Sleeve means it is a Dark Magician deck, so that's going to be fun. With 2 Insights, which is pretty good, which is what Spell Specialist is for. Throw an Archfiend in the graveyard, get a Red-Eyes Fusion. Use Fusion to pull out my Slash Dragon with Amazoness Queen and Red-Eyes. Put down Red-Eyes / Dragon, and I have a Spirit set down. Normally you don't want to Fusion summon on your first turn if you go first, but with Spirit I can bring it back. Though he uses Rod and searches for Circle, throws down the Circle, and gets a Chaos Form, which is a big no-no for me. He sets a card and ends his turn. I use another Red-Eyes Insight to throw Baby Dragon in the graveyard. He uses Navigation, chained onto my Insight, to special summon Dark Magician from his hand and Dark Magician from his deck, and then banishes a card. I get Red-Eyes Fusion into my hand after that chain resolves. Darkened that Magical Circle banishes my Red-Eyes / Dragon, which is why you're not supposed to do it, but I have 2 Insights, so I was kind of just feeling like I could just do whatever I wanted. Throw out my second / Dragon, attack, and do Dark Magician on my right, his left. I equip Amazoness Queen to it, and end my turn with the 1 attack. Oh, I set Wyvern. Wyvern gets destroyed. He ends his turn. I use Black Metal Dragon onto / Dragon. He World Legacy clashes. Excuse me. I chain my / Dragon's effect to negate the clash, and Black Metal Dragon was destroyed, who then searches for Gearfried. I attack into Rod, doing 1400, and using Wyvern's effect in my end phase to special summon Archfiend of Lightning onto the field. Clash returns Red-Eyes to the field, or Dark Magician to the field. He summons a Rod, he searches for Dark Magic attack, which is not what you want in a Red-Eyes dilemma. I normal summon Red-Eyes Archfiend to wipe the field with his effect, attack him directly with / Dragon because he didn't use Dark Magic attack. So Yeah. So now with Dark Magician out of the way, I'm gonna level up on my victory of this with the Red-Eyes Dragon. So this is when I was still using Grass with Greener. I was using that because I was being dumb, pretty much. It's not a good idea to use. So then I use Insight for Red-Eyes Fusion, using Fusion on my first turn again, even though I told you not to do it. So don't do as I am doing. It's not always a good idea. And then I set Wyvern and I end my turn. She sets 3 cards, which I'm guessing is a Ancient Gears deck. I attack, he double cyclones my queen and his own face down field spell. I negate it with the destroying queen, attack into 2800, attack into 1800, and that's it. It might have been, I don't know what it was. I don't know. So if that was 18 gears or not, whatever, I ranked up to dual level either 18 or 19 at this time. Going against Ishizu, I get to go second finally and open with an Insight and a Red-Eyes Fusion, which is what this whole deck is about, opening with those cards every time that I play. He's using a Blackwings deck, gets his main back row cards, Synchro Summons for whatever that card is. I don't have Blackwings, I do not know what they're called. And I get to go. So I pull out a Tiger, use Insight to throw a Wyvern in the graveyard, and get a second Red-Eyes Fusion in my hand, just in case. I get to use my first Red-Eyes Fusion to summon with Amazon's Queen and Red-Eyes Black Dragon. I get a Slash Dragon. Slash Dragon can beat over his Synchro, so that's okay. I set a whole bunch of cards, throw Grass Greener in, Red-Eyes Fusion or Slash Dragon attacks. I get Cosmic Cyclone. Cosmic Cyclone will banish my back row. My back row is Return of Red-Eyes, no big deal. I attack and destroy his Synchro. Sets 1 card, doesn't do anything else. So I Red-Eyes Fusion my second fusion. Throw in Sage. I was using Amazon Sage instead of Trainee earlier. And Red-Eyes to get my second Slash Dragon. Attack into his level 1 Tuner. He uses Blackbird Close to destroy it. And attack, or destroy my card, Synchro Summon. I attack with my second Slash. I equip Sage and beat over it, doing 400 damage. He can't do anything, so I summon Amazon's Princess and attack directly. Opening with Spell Specialist, I get Insight and Dragon's Mirror and Power of the Guardians, because now I'm using Power of the Guardians instead of Grass with Greener. Use Insight to throw my Wyvern into the graveyard, or pull a Red-Eyes Fusion. In my hand, I use Red-Eyes Fusion on turn 1, again, on every single replay, like I said not to do, to summon Slash Dragon. With Slash Dragon, I can equip Power of the Guardians and end my turn. He gets to throw down Sanctuary in the Sky and throw down some of his Dark Rose Fairy and the Agent deck. I haven't seen Agents in a long time. Summons Black Rose Dragon. Black Rose Dragon will wipe the field. I can't do anything to stop it. Power of the Guardians has no tokens on it. Summons a Beater for 2400. Attacks me. Is that Angel Azera? Agent? Whatever. I pull it inside out. Throw in Baby Dragon in the graveyard. Get my second fusion. Luckily, have the Insight for that. Use Fusion to summon Slash Dragon with an Amazoness and Red-Eyes. Slash Dragon will be able to beat over him, and I guess you don't expect 2 Slash Dragons. That's what Spell Specialist is so good for. If you want to throw one out like that, you're going to get another magic card real quick, because you got Spell Specialist. Even though you should not summon it turn 1 like I keep doing. So this is my rank up to dual level 19 finally. This is the last duel in the replay, but just proving that I can get to 19. Open with 2 Insights, Queen, and Keeper of Dragon Magic. He's using a scrap Crystron deck. Crystron Sulfaneer. I don't know any of the names, to be honest. Sulfaneer uses its special effects. Don't know what they do. Smiger, whatever his name is, pulls out Citri. I know what Citri is. Citri's annoying. I use Insight to get rid of a Wyvern, to bring a second fusion because he doesn't know I have one. Use Red-Eyes Fusion on my Princess and Red-Eyes Black Dragon to summon Red-Eyes Slash Dragon. Citri's effect happens. Synchro summons for Amatrix. Amatrix uses its effect. In my end phase, I do nothing. I'm not sure what they're doing, so I'm trying to realize what they're doing. The Rose dude comes out, Synchro summons again. We got Samurai Destroyer, I know what he does. He's strong. Then Smiger's effect happens in the graveyard, brings a Crystron impact to his hand. This guy I've actually dueled against a few times in the KC Cup and I lost it once or twice. He destroys both my defense position monsters. I use my Red-Eyes Insight to throw a baby dragon into the graveyard to get Return of the Red-Eyes onto the field. Then I set Return of the Red-Eyes and activate Red-Eyes Fusion to throw Sage and Red-Eyes Black Dragon in the graveyard and get Slash Dragon. Slash Dragon will be able to beat over either of these cards, especially with a Power of the Guardians, which I just equipped to it. Attack into Amatrix. Amatrix is my biggest problem right now. Use Princess's, or use Slash's effect to bring Princess on. Do 1000 damage. Amatrix uses effect in the graveyard to bring a Crystron back on the field, and I end my turn. Sylphoneer uses his effect. I activate Red-Eyes Return of the Red-Eyes, on the chain to bring Red-Eyes Black Dragon from the graveyard. Sylphoneer uses his effect, brings a tuner from the deck, Synchro summons again for Black Rose Dragon to wipe the field, but this time I have a token on my Slash Dragon. Crystron Impact activates in a chain from Rose. I use Power of the Guardians, then I use Return of the Red-Eyes effect to bring back my old Slash Dragon that was gone a while ago. Smiger's effect happens, gets another impact into his hand. Whew. He sets 2 cards and summons a level 2 tuner face up. It is Citri. I don't like Citri. I set a card face down. I attack with Slash and I put an equip card on each of them. He uses an effect, brings a card from the graveyard, but I don't know if he missed the timing of something. I'm not sure how Crystrons work exactly, but he surrenders because he cannot defeat 2 Slash Dragons. So that's it. That's the idea. Special Specialist gets you a bunch of Red-Eyes magic cards into your hand, so you can just swarm the field with a bunch of fusion monsters and just try to beat down the crap out of them. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. It is not good enough for me on this build. I'm sure without Amazons, a better warrior would be a better deck, but that's what I wanted to try. I always like trying to fool around with the Amazons, see if I can get anything going with them. Never really works, but I'm gonna keep trying. So I hope you enjoyed it. Peace out.
Maybe I'm crazy.